Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. I spoke too soon. One of my friends who's a Gujarati said this to me. We are the noisiest communities in the country. I said, don't worry, Punjabis will, or Sardars will compete with you. Yeah. So last time the question came up. We saw how the whole question of no Adhyasa, no Vyavahara, and how Vyavahara is dependent on Adhyasa, all that we saw. We have seen that elaborately. Then, yeah, you have a question. Shoot. If there is?
If mind transcends.
Mind?
Mind transcends. If mind transcends, there is no modification. Mind transcends. If mind transcends.
If mind transcends, there is no modification.
Mind is transcended.
If
mind is not there.
If mind transcends, there is no modification.
Mind transcends.
Transcend.
If you transcend the mind.
There is no modification.
Exactly. So if you are going for a transcendental experience, then there is no modification of the mind there. So if there is no modification of the mind, how are you going to gain knowledge? That way, from that context I said it. So the mind can transcend, you transcend the mind experientially in a state of samadhi, etc. So when that happens, no knowledge will take place because what is there to know? Now, there are other ways of samadhi which is not transcending, of connecting up with the cosmic mind, etc. So that I am not going into now. So every intuition that you get is a momentary connecting with the cosmic mind. Every intuition.
The reason why that is so is because the knowledge takes place in the mind.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said that to say that without the mind there is no knowledge possible. No mind, no knowledge. That's how it is. Yes, Anchit.
So Maharaj, this means that even during Nirvikalpaka Samadhi, you won't know that it's Nirvikalpaka Samadhi only after coming out from
Exactly.
it. You will infer.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So Nirvikalpa Samadhi, etc. is good for certain experiential learning. To get an experience of it, of complete mastery of the mind. All that is good, but nothing more than that.
So, from the modification of the mind.
1 second. Yeah? Yeah, you are saying?
So, when we say that modification of the mind takes place in the sense that Adhyasa.
1 second. When I say all modifications are not Adhyasa. Like you're listening to me, your mind is being modified by my words. That's not Adhyasa, that is knowledge. But for that to happen, and for you to gain knowledge, you must take the mind as yourself. You must own up the mind. Minimum Mama Adhikara should be, Mama Adhyasa should be there. Mind is me. Mind is mine. Otherwise, how will you gain knowledge? Is Dayanand's mind your mind? So if Dayanand understands something, will you understand the same thing that he understood through his mind? No. So I have to say my mind. That's why the Adhyasa is there. Without Adhyasa, there is no knowledge activity. There is no Vyavahara, Laukika Vyavahara, there is no Laukika Pramana, there is no Shastri Vyavahara in terms of karma, karma phala, punya papa, etc. Vidhi pratisheda activity is not there, nor is moksha Vyavahara possible. Because who needs moksha? One who is ignorant. Hey, unless I experience my finitude, why do I want moksha? So moksha is meant for someone who has Adhyasa. If you don't have Adhyasa, why do you need moksha? Yeah. That is why there are certain bhaktas who have said this. Hanumanji said that. I don't need moksha. Why? He already had it. He already had the knowledge. Yeah. He tells Rama, na, Vastu Drishtya Tvamevaham. From the standpoint of the reality, you and I are one and the same. He says that to Rama himself. Yeah. So then he doesn't. He can say, I don't need moksha. Correct. Any wise person can say, I don't need moksha. Why? Mera swarup hi to hai. Why do I need it? Yeah. The extremely ignorant also will say the same thing. I am not ready for moksha. मेरे को मोक्षा नहीं जाए. मेरे को थोड़ा खाओ पियो मजा करने का. I want to enjoy life a bit. Because of their thinking that moksha means not enjoying life, etc. That. Yeah. They also want ananda only. But they want ananda through experiences, etc. They have not yet realized the limitation and the falsity of that whole thing. The limitation, good enough if you realize that. Then mokshecha will start. That this does not deliver the goods. All the scheming, manipulation, how much, oh my God, how much I do things just to get a few things. What all I do. Think, how much you do to just maintaining your image of what you are. Kitna kar sab karta hai. Yeah? Jagdish is here, he's not in the waiting room. One second. Let me see if I can. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Jagdishan and Anu is also in the waiting room. Okay. Yeah. So, that is where the whole thing comes from. Any other questions before I go ahead? Okay. So, we proved all Vyavaharas depend on Adhyasa. Then that's why we ended last time with that question, is Vasishtha a wise person or not? Or any teacher. Wise person, not person. Shankara himself wrote all that. Because Vyavahara is seen. Okay. So are you saying that the wise person only have Paroksha Jnanam or they have Aparoksha Jnanam? Remember, Paroksha Jnanam is not possible for an Aparoksha Vastu. Atma is Nitya Aparoksha, you cannot have Paroksha Jnanam. But some writers use the Paroksha Jnanam for two things. One, Asti iti Jnanam. Brahman Asti iti. Brahm ke naam humne suna tha. Brahma mein hu na tha pata. That way, I don't know, it is me. I have heard. I know, I believe it is there. I have to know that. Asti iti Jnanam. Or they will use it for Sakshik Jnanam. Sakshik Jnanam is not Aparokshik Jnanam of Atma. Sakshik Jnanam is the height of Atma Anatma Viveka. Yeah. To be able to function like that, great. But still Adhyasa is there. Yeah. Still Adhyasa is there. So then, how is a wise person's functioning? There's a lot of arguments in this. Shankara sums up the whole thing in one word on the 26th page. Pashvadibhischa visheshat. Being non-different to cows, etc. Pashvadibhischa avishesha, non-different from a cow, etc. Why? Because every wise person you see activity from the rishis onwards. Correct? You have seen activity. So he says it is non-different from an animal. Why do you say that? Let us look at what he is talking about, then we will go into other details. Yata hi pashvadidayaha, pashu, etc. Okay? He says pashu, cow, but dog, cat, whatever. Shabdadibihi shotridam sambandhe sati. When there is an indriya sambandha with sound, sight, etc. Perception is there. Shabdadi vijnane, adipadad inference, etc. Even for a cow. Vijnane, pratikole jato, tataha nivartante, anukule cha pravartante. When it is pratikulam, agreeable, the cow or the animal will go there. Not agreeable, they will withdraw. Like how he gives an yatha dandodikaram purusham abhimukhi upalabhya. The cow sees character standing with a danda in his hand. You know, you heard that song, Mera bhai isko danda ke he is standing with a danda in his hand, he is seeing that. What happens? He makes a clean-cut inference, looking at the danda and his face. Mam hantum ichhami. Okay. He desires to hurt me. Main danda pehla khaya hai. It is a painful experience. I can take it, but I don't like it. A cow can take it, a buffalo you can keep on eating, he'll take it. But I don't like it. Therefore, better withdraw. And Harita Trinaha. Harita Trina Purna Panihi. Handful of green grass. Fresh green grass. Okay. Upalabhya tam prati abhimukoja bhavanti. Toward that person, there's a natural gravitation. Whether it's a cow or a dog or a cat or whatever, it is natural. Yeah. Therefore, he says, meaning in what? In all these cases, two things are happening. Atma Anatma Bheda is there. Bheda Jnanam is there. That is a person, I am different from that. That is something I can eat, I am different from that. That is something that can hurt me, I am different. Therefore, Atma Anatma Bheda Jnanam, not Viveka Jnanam. Atma Anatma Bheda Jnanam is there, even for a cow, etc. And not only that, making inferential conclusions. Previously, this character was not Anukulam, now he is Pratikulam. There is memory of the grass I have eaten before, and it's a very nice experience. Maja aata hai. It's good to repeat that. Or it's a painful experience, I must avoid that. Just like you and me, he says. Yeah, Atma Jnanam. Okay. Okay. Evam Purusha api. See who? Utpanna chittaha. ज्ञान है थोड़ा उत्पन्न चित्त. This can be both Atma Anatma Viveka Jnanam or complete realization. Also, he says natural pravritti. Kura drishtihi anukroshatah khadgodyakaran balavat upalabhya. Krura drishti, fierce character. Looks cruel and fierce. Okay, krura drishti. Anakrosha, angry person. Khadgodkaran, he has a weapon in his hand. Okay. Balavat, he looks strong also. He is not a weakling. He looks strong enough to handle that weapon. Therefore what? Balavat upalabhya tataha nivartante. We will keep away. Even when you go for the Kumbh Mela and you see a Naga sadhu like that, thoda distance ho jayega. It is natural. Okay. Tad vipiritan prati pravatante. You see another person smiling, happy. Okay. It happens even in Bombay, na? Even in a bus, you see someone smiling at you, you will also smile back. This is called nodding acquaintances. Bus acquaintances, train acquaintances, you have all that. Sometimes it gets into friendship also. I think you met my cousin like that. Yeah. Train acquaintances. Hota hai. Natural vyavahara. A street dog sees you as a threat, he will bark at you. He sees you as friendly, he will come. This is, so human beings and this thing. Ataha samanaha pashuvadinam purushanam pramana prameya vyaparaha. Pashwadi, common, Vyavahara is both, for everyone it is there, he says. What's the big deal about it? What's the big deal about it? And Pashwadinam cha prasiddha eva aviveka purvakaha pratikshadi Vyavahara. In Pashwadi it is very clear that there is no viveka. It is aviveka purvakaha. Ajnanam is there, aviveka is also there. Okay. That's samanya darshanad vyutpattim matam api purushanam pratikshadi vyavahara tatkalaha samanava nischiyate. Therefore, for yutpanna buddhihi, a person who has the knowledge, samana vyavahara. What's the difference? Why is he mentioning it like that? There is a lot of things hidden in it, okay? Hidden arguments are there. This is called, you see a vyavahara, but it is badita anuvritti. It's called badita anuvritti. The cow also walks on a flat earth. I also walk on a flat earth. Human beings also walk on a flat earth. The human being knows the earth is round. But because you know the earth is round, are you balancing tiptoe? No. You're walking just like the cow walks, isn't it? So, badita anuvrittya, okay, because prarabdha continues for the body and mind. Because of prarabdha, body continues. Because of prarabdha, there is karmajam tadatmyam with the jiva and the body. You know what karmajam tadatmyam is, no? And there is a sahajam tadatmyam with the consciousness and the mind. Sahajam tadatmyam meaning wherever the mind is there, consciousness will be manifest in it. And that mind will be connected with this body because of karma. And this body continues because of prarabdha. All that will not go in knowledge, because knowledge and karma are not opposed to each other. Karma removes brantijam tadatmyam, the wrong idea that I am the body, etc. That is gone. So, in Vyavahara, it is the same. What is the big difference, you see? That is why the advice given to the wise person when the student passes out, he asks the teacher in one case, how do you live in the world? Murkhavatachare. Like the other fool, he also live. See, for the complete aviveki, the common man on the street, he is like a pashu only, na? Where is the difference, tell me? Khao, piyo, maja karo, this, that, etc. Only you need bigger things for enjoyment. You need to have a nice Italian meal in a restaurant to find, maja aaya. The cow gets it by eating grass. You need a swimming pool, the cow is happy with the water hole. Itna hi farak hai. Yeah. Ichha Shakti is there in both. But certain programming is there. But he is saying, look at it, with all the programming, Ichha is still there in the cow, no? Yeah. Choice is not there. Freedom of choice is limited. It is there but limited. Self-awareness is there but limited. Limited to Atma Anatma Bheda. That is food, this is me. Even an amoeba has that. That is a food, I have to engulf it and make it part of me. That's the whole difference between living and non-living. No? Now, where does the difference come in? So, Ajnani, it is the same. Ahar, Nidra, Bhayam, Maitunam cha. Samanam etat pashubir naranam. Ahara, nidra, bhayam. Maithunam, sexual urges. Samanam etat pashubir naranam. The same between the pashu and the person. Dharmo hi desham adhiko visheshaha dharmo vihina pashubir samanaha. Then if you are a little bit of viveki, dharma will come in. But in dharma also there is, look at it. Artha kama is predominantly loka vyavahara. Predominantly. Thoda dharma vyavahara will come in. Doing a puja, Lakshmi Kubera puja, Santana puja, all that thoda, a little bit comes in. But predominantly Artha kama is loka vyavahara. Dharma vyavahara of puja, part, etc. is shastriya vyavahara. Which shastriya vyavahara? First section. Purva Mimamsa. Moksha is also shastriya vyavahara, but jnanam vyavahara. So, for all this, ajnanam is common. The cow doesn't have all that, that is true. But why is a wise person compared? A cow's behavior is instinctive. It's an instinctive behavior. A wise person is spontaneous. A cow doesn't scheme and plan. No? That cow who is going to go after that, I will get it before him. There's no scheming and plan. Wise person also, where scheming and planning is there? There's a certain spontaneity. Yeah. Behavior is spontaneous. That's the difference. So, when are you spontaneous? See, people think spontaneous behavior is when you're laughing, playing, etc. No. Spontaneity is when your ego does not interfere. You see somebody falling on the road. You will spontaneously go and lift that person up. If your ego interferes, what will he say? I don't know him. We have not been introduced. The stiff British upper lip. They are not like that, okay? You don't think of all that. No? If you think of all that, there's ego interference. You are not being able to be spontaneous. That's all. Someone smiles at you, you will smile back. Then after that you will think, oh my God, hope she doesn't misunderstand. Happens to me all the time. Someone smiles at you, you will smile back. I mean, it's spontaneous. It's human. The spontaneity is natural. If your ego does not interfere. Yeah. If your ego does not interfere, that is spontaneous behavior. Yeah. You are not scheming and planning as a wise person to be happy at the end of getting karma phala. The need for karma phala to be happy is not there. Does the cow have thoughts of karma phala? Does the cow think, I will raise my calf so that in my old age the calf will look after me? Human beings think like that sometimes, but not cow. Not a cow. I will share my grass with the other cow so that I will get some punya. A cow doesn't think like that. Nor does a wise person think like that. पुण्य पापा से क्या करने का मेरे को? है ही नहीं है. Okay? Punya papa is meant for somebody who has longings, no? To be happy. On earth I can't get it, yaar. Earth is, I won't be happy here. Too many people exploiting. Rich are getting richer, poor are getting poorer. Favorite complaint. Factual. Yeah. If you have resources, you can manipulate it to build more resources. If you have limited resources, it's limited this thing, manipulation. If you have more resources, more manipulation. We think of oligarchy only when we think of Russia. It's all over the world. What do you think Elon Musk is? That's not oligarchy, or what? From the time the election results were announced to now, he has made 120 million. What is that? 120 billion, sorry. Is that not oligarchy? Huh? No, this is not Arthavada. This is meant to illustrate something. Don't take this as Arthavada. He is saying, only difference is instinctive behavior, spontaneous behavior. But he is showing that all other things are remaining the same. Because dharma is there, thoda viveka is there. More viveka than the Pashu. Pashu is instinctive, wise person is spontaneous. Don't say spontaneously got angry. There is no spontaneous anger. Anger is because ego interference is there. Spontaneously you can be loving. Why? In loving the ego interference is not there. Something very spontaneous for me to manipulate people around me. It is instinctive. It has become so much a part of you, it is instinctive. It is natural. Underlying that is the need for control and the need to be right. These two fallacies are the major things there. The need for control and the need to be right all the time. Anyone who has got this fallacy will have an element of manipulation in them. The question is only degree. Kitna hai? Even if only one is there, there will be a degree of manipulation. How do you say that? I have faced people trying to manipulate me, therefore I know. So, it is there, it will be there. Spontaneity is when ego doesn't interfere.
The same thing can be said as the integrity of thought, word and action.
What is that?
The same thing can be said as integrity of thought, word and action.
Yeah. In integrity of thought, word and action, there is less. There is ego, but it is a better, more refined one. A one that is capable of learning. Why? Because if there is integrity, the need for control is less. Transparency is more. I am not hiding my intentions to get something done. Now, hiding of intention, etc., there is a place for it, like in war, etc. There is a place for it, but not in normal human interactions. Not now. Why should you hide? Normal human interactions. But the problem is, if you are in a social setup, corporate setup especially, corporate or academic setups, I have seen the maximum of this. The need to control, manipulate, because your career advancement, your achievement, all that is based on that. No? Success is based on what? Post is one, competitors are many, then rewards are limited, people are many. So I see in academic setups and corporate setups also. Sometimes it comes into ashram setups also, because the students are still struggling. The need to feel special, all this is ahankara problems. Lack of viveka, lack of shraddha, lack of healthy self-esteem. The need of control comes from where? Why do you want to control another person? Because I'll feel good when they do what I say. So at the back of it is another thing. I am right, they are wrong. Yeah. I have seen students coming and trying to do that with me, with my teacher. I have seen that happening. In our compassion, we don't always point it out, or we'll do it indirectly. Yeah. This is there, we see it happening. Yeah. Why? Because, as I said before, no, my self-esteem is forced. I can't accept that somebody knows better than me. Yeah. Whereas if you have a healthy self-esteem, you learn how to handle a phone from your children. Like, I don't use an app for hiring a cab. Like Ola, Uber, I don't use. I don't use because I don't feel the need for it. I walk out, pick an auto if I need to, or pick the local train, whatever is available, I do. I do not feel the need for it, therefore I don't have that app on my phone. But now I heard another one. You can auction for your ride. Yeah. Now where do you pick up all these things from? Kids, they will tell you. Ask your 18-year-old, they will tell you all this. So if you don't have that ego, you learn. Oh, but this is a small thing. Yeah. So in bigger things also same thing comes. This is something organizational, I know that better than him. Why? It may be true. The sadhu may not have had any organizational experience. So that is true. In that case, it is true. Or he may have had lots of it. Then what? Then it becomes manipulation on your part. No? They need to be right. They need to be this thing. You think the teacher doesn't understand it. He has seen hundreds of people like that. Revade, it's okay. It's all right. It happens. It's part of the game. All this is what? Aviveka purvakam. But don't behave like an animal. Animals don't do that. Animals don't have it. They only have instinctive behavior. The wise person has spontaneous behavior. Everything else comes in between. Every human behavior comes in between. So it can be like an animal. It can be manipulative. It can be or it can be a viveki, a jignasu's behavior. One who wants to know the truth. That's why Viveka, Vairagya, Ashat Sampati, all that is mentioned, because there is in full measure, will you learn. Otherwise you will understand, but you will not be able to integrate it into your life. Yeah. That's why in the Shastra, Guru Droha is considered the worst thing. And I've seen that happening with my teacher, people having Guru Droha, and my God, the problems are so huge. It is not that you won't disagree with your Guru, okay? Of course you will disagree. You have the right to do that. A Guru does not demand implicit obedience. But discuss, argue it out. Don't try to manipulate. This happens. I've seen this happening. And it's a big problem. For the student, not for the Guru. Guru understands. At the most what happens? Something will not work out. Revade. What does it matter? If something doesn't work out or something does not work out exactly like how he wants, anyway he doesn't want to. Yeah. Or if he thinks going haywire, he may overrule it. That's okay. He has the right to do it anyway. That's how I function with my Guru. He has the right to do it. So it's okay. So these extremities of behavior, Shankara is quoting it here to show that badita anuvritya, vyavahara will continue. And the vyavahara will continue according to prarabdha, according to the samskaras. Samskara is part of prarabdha also, okay? Samskara is part of the karma. Why? It's the result of the karma you have done over the years. You have built up a samskara. My old examples. If you are a Mahatma from Chennai, then your morning poison is coffee. If you are from Punjab, दूध पी लेगा. Coffee क्या पीलेगा? UP also. Like somebody told me, Swamiji, we buy 2 liters of milk every day. I said, there are 4 of you in the house, 2 liters every day. Swamiji, हम लोग UP वाले हैं, वो दूध पीते हैं. I said, okay. Understandable. And this person, if he becomes a Mahatma, the habit will continue. Yeah. Habit will continue. Or he may break it if he feels, nahi hai doodh aaj. Raji, आश्रम doesn't have money for दूध etc. हाँ ठीक है, पानी पी लेगा, क्या फर्क पड़ा? Not a problem, not an issue, not an issue. No. So according to prarabdha, according to your samskaras, the wise person also will function. Prarabdaya arpitam svavapuhu. There is a beautiful ashtakam, panchakam, sorry, Kaupina Dhanyashtakam, sorry, Dhanyashtakam. That there it is said. This Prarabdaya arpitam svavapuhu. Your body has been offered to prarabdha. In a sense, it doesn't matter what happens. Yeah. Doesn't matter what happens. Yeah. So basic care you will take care of. Basic. क्या करना है? Yeah. Why? Because you're functioning in society, you don't want to be a burden for others. If you're a sadhu sitting in Rishikesh, prarabdaya arpitam svavapuhu. अरे you got cancer. अच्छा कैंसर हो गया, ट्रीटमेंट है ये, क्या करने का है, इतना तो जी लिया, गंगा जी तो है ही है. So you'll walk into the Ganga. I've seen many Mahatmas doing that. And I have not stopped any one of them. It's a right for a Mahatma. Yeah. Which also brings into the point, that, okay, that will come later. I will also talk about it there. So understand this difference between that even if you have wisdom, Bhadita Anavritti, it can continue. That's why this comparison here. And it better continue. Otherwise, no guru will be available for teaching. Because the guru will not be a wise person. At the most, he will be a viveki. Ajnani, but viveki. See, this is why the Zen master was asked, "Sir, how do you live?" "I eat when I am hungry, I sleep when I am tired." That's exactly what an animal does, no? Do you and I do like that? Eat when you're hungry and sleep when you're tired? When we are not hungry also we will eat. We are bored, yaar, थोड़ा कुछ time हो गया यार, चलो खाना खाओ.
Would it be right to say, in a way, it's not being reactive, but
Yeah, exactly.
responding?
It's just responding to situation. ठीक है, book. When you sleep, do you sleep when you're tired? नहीं यार, ये प्रोजेक्ट करने का ना. नहीं यार, ये सीरियल is so nice. Let me see it. No, you keep surfing. Then he says, all right, samana iti nischiyate. Then he is making a difference for shastriya vyavahara. Now the question is, when you have shastra vyavahara, look at it. Shastriyetu vyavahare yadyapi buddha purvakari na aviditva atmanaha paraloka sambandham adhikriyate. Now I am doing shastriya vyavahara. How can you say I am an ajnani? Because I know I have not taken the body as myself. I know there is deha vyatirikta atma. Because the body is going to be burnt here. But I am going to go to heaven. I had done enough agnihotra, I had done even agnishtoma, sab kiya hai life mein. Okay. Therefore, it is buddhi purvakam. Buddhi purvakam. Shastriya to vyavahara, buddhi purvakam. You cannot do a shastriya vyavahara in any religion unless you take deha vyatirikta atma. Some religions find it difficult to take deha vyatirikta atma, they'll talk of resurrection of the body. Can you see that? It is difficult to accept that I am deha vyatirikta atma, I don't need that body. If you find that difficult to accept, then you will say, God will resurrect my body on judgment day. Oh, do you want to be a zombie or what? You don't want a better body than what you have now. Tell me, any one of us here, however fit we are, according to my medical reports, I am 20 years younger than what I am. Okay. Do you want a better body than this or not? If you could get a better body than this, would you want it or you don't want it? Every one of us here. I wish I could see better. I am not dependent on my specs. I wish I could hear better. I don't have to wear hearing aids. It's easier functioning. Na? Abhi sometimes in middle this goes off. So battery kidhar hai dekhna hai. Who will not wish? So why do you want that stupid body to be resurrected? Especially if all the weight you have is also going to be resurrected. Therefore, if you want Shastra Vyavahara, you have to have Deha Vyatiriktha Atma Jnanam. Therefore, Buddhi Purvakam. Therefore, he says, Na aviditva atmanaha paraloka sambandham adhikriyate. If you don't know this, how are you going to say paraloka sambandha is there? How can you be convinced about it to put so much of time and effort unless you are brainwashed? And in India, there was no brainwashing. Okay. Choice was always given. There is no brainwashing. Yeah. So, that means what? You must understand you are different from the Atma. Different from the body. Atma is different from the body. And this body is the Paraloka Sambandhi, etc. Yadyapi, even though that is much is there, he says, Tathapi na Vedanta Vedyam. That Atma that you know is not what is being described in Vedanta. What is that? Ashnayadi Atitam, free from hunger, thirst, etc. The Atma there is different. The Atma there has hunger and thirst. They have Vyatirikt Atma when it goes. Haven't you seen Kathopanishad description? Yehi. The Atma is welcome to heaven with a welcome drink also. Why? A long journey from earth to here. Have a drink. Therefore means what? Is not now why are the Upanishads describing all this? You are welcome with a drink and all that thing. To show that Atma is not free from hunger and thirst. But it is said in heaven there is once you take the heavenly body, that heavenly body is not free, is free from hunger and thirst. You can drink and eat for your pleasure alone. लेकिन उतना मजा आएगा क्या? Without hunger, when you are eating, is it the same as when you are hungry, you are eating? But we are human beings. We like to eat for pleasure, not for need. We are seeing obesity problems are there. Whole world has got obesity problems. Why? Because we eat for a pleasure. Previously also human beings ate for pleasure. But if you are eating for pleasure previously, say 100 years back, you have to work for it. लड्डू खाने का तो बनाना पड़ता था from scratch. अभी लड्डू खाने का तो Amazon. 4 laddus also they will deliver. But the Vedanta, the Atma is not like that. It's free from hunger and thirst because free from the body. Apet Brahma Kshatriyadi Bhedam. If you have to do Shastriya Vyavahara, you have to have Brahmana Kshatriyadi Bhedam. Brahmanaha Yajeta. Then who will respond? Only the Brahmana will respond. That means I have to say the body is me, body is mine at least, and I am born in a Brahmana family, usually. You have to have that Abhimana. You don't have to feel superior, that is later in. That came in later on. Yeah. That came in later on. Previously, Brahmanas were not considered superior. Derisively, Dronacharya on the battle was called Dvijaha. Yeah, Brahmana kya kar raha hai? What weapon is he having? Though he was one of the greatest warriors, but his opponents will derisively call him Dvijaha. Brahmana, he is not Kshatriya born and bred like us. So that pride in each was there. Abhimanam. More than mere identification. Then also, if you have a child and you are Krishna Keshaha Yajet, do these rituals. If you have a child, plus your hair is grey, meaning you're still young, hair is not white, all of it has not become white like mine, then you do all this. Okay. Then, Sadrishyam Bharyam Cheshtate. You are a brahmachari now, finished your studies, etc. Have a bharya similar to yourself in terms of culture, background, etc. Because arranged marriages. Now we have love marriages. We marry different people and then spend our whole life trying to change them into what I want. And then after 20 years of changing, the person will come and tell me, Swamiji, this is not the man I married. Naturally, 20 years you have been changing him. Would you expect to be the same guy? For sake of peace of home, he has changed. Now you don't like it. But all this is what? Abhimanam, no? I'm a brahmachari. I want to be a grahastha. So, desha kala dharmas, avastha dharmas, etc. are taken how? Varnashrama dharmas are taken only with adhyasa. Multiple layers of adhyasa. I am the body plus this is me and this is... Kitna adhyasa hai? Hey, I am not like that. I am Kshatriya, warrior born and bred. Pride in what you are doing. Abhimanam, adhyasa, pure adhyasa. Atma is not a warrior. Atma is not a Brahmana. Yeah. Abhimana has, that type of Abhimana has a positivity to it because it will do your job well. If it takes into doing your job well, it is good. If it is ending up in superiority, it's a problem. Yeah. Similarly, I am a Vaishya. हम तो धंधा वाले हैं, बस काम का बात करो और क्या करने का है. रोकड़ा है तो बोलो. Business mind, good, necessary. Creation of wealth is important in a country, but it shows adhyasa. Shows adhyasa. Yeah. मैं तो झगड़ा नहीं करेगा बाबा, मैं व्यापारी हूँ. They'll say that. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard business people saying that? मैं झगड़ा वगड़ा नहीं करने के लिए नहीं आया, मैं तो व्यापारी हूँ, धंधा करने के लिए. Because the focus is making money. In fighting, how do you make money? You lose money. Can you see? The Kshatriya thinking and the Vaishya thinking is so different. Abhimanam, Adhyasa, both have their role to play. Businessmen better not get into fighting. But they do. Hostile takeovers. Unnecessary competitions. Which the Indian businessman didn't have. No? Look at all the businessmen locally available. अरे आप भी खाओ, हम भी खाएंगे. Win-win thinking is high in them. It's only when you become big, you want to become now big boss and take over and all that thing.
In fact, shopkeepers, they don't have it,
They get in the next shop and give it to you. Exactly.
In Kutchi community, if one person is not doing well, the other
We'll help them to come up, help them to set up a business. Yeah. But all this requires some certain adhyasa, no? And then after you get a certain amount of money, you know you want to do Kshatriya Dharma, influence. That's where oligarchy comes in. Look at all the adhyasa that is playing in the world. So for Shastra Vyavahara, all this adhyasa is necessary. Without that, how are you going to do Shastra Vyavahara? I am a Shudra. यार मेरे को मंदिर में जाके पूजा नहीं कर सकता है. Or you can say, hey, the dice is loaded in my favor. That character has to do the puja to get the karma phalam. He has to be fasting from the time he gets up. Only after the puja he can eat. मैं तो खा के पी के आके आराम से थोड़ा स्वीपिंग कर लेगा, मेरे को सेम पुण्य मिल जाता है. Dice is loaded in my favor. Yeah. What do you want to think? Up to you. Do you want to change? Of course you can change. That is also allowed. It is not a rigid system. Born a Brahmana, greatest warrior, one of the greatest warriors in the field of Mahabharata. But Brahmana born and bred. Drona. Sushanappa. Sushanappa was a rishi who became a rishi later. Okay? He was born in a Shudra family. And he volunteered for Narabali. And the rishi was doing it, was so impressed by him, he blessed him and said, "You are like my son now." And he brought him up as a rishi. Where is the thing? Yeah. But all that isn't Abhimana there in all of them. Adhyasas are being transferred. What is being transferred is Adhyasa is being transferred. Can you see that? Yeah. So, in all this, without Varnashrama Dharma Adhyasa, you cannot do Shastriya Karma. All right. Okay. Asamsari Atma Tattvam na adhikare apakshate. Adhikare apekshate. Na apekshate. Okay, na is there from the Vedanta Vedya, from there onward. Whereas asamsari Atma Tattvam, the reality of what I am, that is useless for any karma. What are you? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. What karma? No karma. But what about wise person's karma? Kurvan api na karomi. Gitayam. The same thing is expressed in the Gita. Kurvan api na karomi. Pashyan, Shranan, Jugran, etc. Aham kimapi na karomi. Same thing, ideas said there. Bhadita anuvritti. Was coming there also. Okay. Anuyogad adhikara virodhacha, he says. Atma is not adhikara virodhat. If you know the Atma, you don't have the adhikari to do the karma. Adhikara means that minimum adhikara is what? To do a karma. What is the minimum adhikara you need to do a karma? Karta bhokta, desire. Kartrutvam, bhoktrutvam and desire. Both are not there. Desire to hi nahi. You could go to heaven. Why? All the ananda that you are getting from all of them is included into Atma Ananda. But Atma Ananda is not there in any of them. Remember the calculus of Ananda in Taittiriya Upanishad. 100 units of that. Great Ananda. Shautriyasya cha akamahatasya belongs to the Shautriya. Akamahataha, God Nishtha and Brahman. So kya farak pada abhi? No adhikari. For Shastriya Karma, where adhikaritum is there? But we do wise person doing this thing and all. Lokanugrahartam, Vadita Anuvritya. Out of the compassion for the people, you do it. Lokanugraha. Yeah. If the wise person is doing it, मैं आश्रम बनाएगा अभी, बहुत चेला लोग रहेगा, मेरा नाम रोशन हो जाएगा. He is not a wise person. Arey, the parampara has to go forward, future generations have to be blessed. That is appropriate. That is appropriate. Yeah. नहीं तो क्या इतना मगजमारी लेने के फंड रेजिंग करो, उधर भागो, ये करो, वो करो, मस्तराम होके बैठ जाओ ना एक जगह पे. डोंट ट्रैवल फॉर क्लास ऑल्सो. अभी जूम है, जूम पर ही क्लास लेना. वो भी क्यों करने के मस्तराम होके भाई. Honestly, I had no plans to take a class because people came and asked me, I took a class. Then Swamiji said, go to Bombay and teach. I said, okay. क्या करने के मस्तराम बाबा. Okay. अधिकारी विरोधाच. Okay. प्राच्य तथा भूत आत्मविज्ञानात् प्रवर्तमानं शास्त्रादि विद्या विदिशत्वं न अतिवर्तते. Before jnanam, of course, he would have done all those karmas. That is not contradictory to what we are saying. Because before jnanam, naturally adhyasa is there. So he must have taken himself as a Brahmana, might have felt superior, might have taken himself as a Kshatriya. Said, what these idiots, Yeah. Yeah. Correct? You would have been like that. Because a wise person can come from any background. A wise person can come from any background. Is there a guarantee that a wise person has to come only from a particular background? Raja Rishiyo Viduhu, Gita, 4th chapter. All this was gained by the Raja Rishis first. Vedanta Jnanam was gained by the Raja Rishis. Through Ishwaku, etc. Manu Ishwaku, beginning of time. Vaivasvatan, the sun. The Raja Rishis. So the businessman businessman can't become wise people. No? What? Shudras cannot become wise people. All are saints and most of them are from the Shudra background. Alavas, Andavas in south, saints in Maharashtra, all of them are potters, etc. Yeah. So, yeah. All of them are wise people. Yeah. They will express it in their language. You can be of different religion also, you can still be a wise person. No? Kumbh mein puchta hai, are you Hindu, Muslim puchta hai? No. Moksha is for everyone. This is symbolic. Come, have a dip. As long as you have faith, come and have a dip. That is it. Same way. Jnana Ganga mein dubki maro. Who? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Because we are going to do away with all the adhyasas. This is the only religion that can say that. You are not a Hindu. You are not a Christian. You are not a Muslim. All that is adhyasa. Male, female, multiple gender. You are not now all that thing. You are Shuddha Atma only. Yeah. Therefore, previously all that background is okay. Na ati vartate. Tata hi brahmano yeyeti ityadinam shastram atmani. That's why he's saying varnashrama avastha adi vishesha adhyasam shrutva pravishanti. That's why for shastra vyavahara you need special adhyasa. For loka vyavahara special adhyasa is not necessary. Ordinary adhyasa is enough. Whereas for Shastra, then you need special adhyasa. So it is not that because I am in the Shastra, my adhyasa is less. It reminds me of a famous, one of the natural philosophers in My Fair Lady. That lady is Eliza Doolittle's father. Just because I am a drunkard doesn't mean my needs are less. My needs are more actually. I need money for drinking also. So same way here, adhyasa is more, not less. But there is a hope that that extra adhyasa will free you from the whole thing. Because you come to the Shastra. Then when you are coming to Vedanta Jnanam, adhyasa nahi hai. I have to be Viveki. Therefore I have to have that much Sakshi. Adhyasa, special adhyasa. Even though you are objectifying your adhyasa, it's still there. I am a Vairagi. I have Vairagi, not like how they say Vairagi sadhus. No. Objectivity. It is special objectivity. All that self-esteem, control freak, being right, all those distortions should be taken care of. That is why Samadama is mentioned. Samadama has mentioned all that. All those distortions, take care of it. Both hai. That's why right in the 2nd chapter of the Gita, I had distributed those papers with you. Various styles of distortion. Why? It is there. All of us will have 3-4 of them. All of us. Nobody will have everyone. Because if you have everyone, I'll have to send you to Tana, Pune. Whatever. 3/4 to sabka paas rehta hai, Baba. This is human. Humanness. It's bound to be there. So identify it and deal with it. Samadhamai. That's also there. Uparati, Karma Yoga Nishtha, etc. Or Sannyasa Nishtha. Adhyasa. Hey, Atma is sannyasi. What? Hey, kya baat kar raha hai? Atma is Karma Yogi. But there's a hope with those attitudes. You will have dealt with issues. Therefore, you can understand that what I am saying, Ishvara Arpanam and Karma Diksha is non-different from me. Titiksha. Of course, Titiksha is necessary. Go to Kumbh, बहुत तितिक्षा हो जाएगा. 5-6 किलो 5-6 घंटा खड़ा रहना पड़ेगा, चलना पड़ेगा. वो तितिक्षा है. Be careful, guys. We're going. Yeah. Shraddha, Samadhanam, etc. Yeah, you need to have that. Trust in the teacher to know things. Trust in the Shastra. Samadhanam, acceptance of people for what they are. Don't try to control. Let them be. Manage them a bit here and there. But in the name of management, people control. It's not management, it's control. No. Yeah. In management, there's a certain transparency about it, certain integrity about it. In control, there's an element of manipulation coming in. Yeah. That's why once I have done a workshop also for a corporate, control without manipulation. I did that workshop once for a corporate. Yeah. Because you don't have to manipulate to control. You can be in charge of things without manipulating. And then some of those idiots try to come and control me. I think I can't recognize that. They forget how much of strategy and martial thinking also has an element of manipulation in it. Why? You're dealing with the enemy. And that part of it you have to keep away as a human being and restrict it only with the enemy. It's built on deceit. It's built on, what is camouflaging other than deceit? But you have to learn to keep it away. Therefore, if you have been exposed to these strategical thinking, you will recognize manipulation anywhere, everywhere. Sometimes unconsciously done by people, especially parent-child situations, both on the part of the parent, part of the child. You have to be awareful of that. Hey, what am I doing? Even if I am exposed to strategy and I am a great strategic thinker, in my personal life I have to keep all that away. Restrict it only for the enemy. Even corporate strategy, you have to be careful that that strategy is within dharma. Yeah. Because you are not really, that's why the height of martial arts you learn that. No? My enemy is not my enemy. He is someone who is helping me to become better than what I am. That's the height of that thing. Therefore, when I am competing, he is punching me and I am punching him, but we are helping each other to become better. Where is that thinking ever going to come in? If that thinking can come into human beings, yeah, you'll become a great student of Vedanta. Okay. No, playing the role, etc., comes after knowledge. Before that, you say it is a role, but you take it as real. You say it's a role, but you take it as real because you don't know the real. But some sort of viveka can be there. Atmanatma viveka can be there. That is good enough for the student. Okay. So it's a simple topic today, but it's also a very profound topic as far as my life is concerned. And all this has to be put into my life. Otherwise, what's the point? I'm studying it academically. No. We are not studying Brahma Sutra, we are studying you. Yeah, I'm studying myself, I. Brahma Sutra is the pramana to study the I. Yeah. But the subject matter is I, not the text. Text is a scaffolding. Yeah, come to the camp in Rishikesh, we'll see, without scaffolding we'll teach. Yeah. But that we will see. Good place to stop. Any questions, etc., next time we'll cover. Om Tat Sat.